Failing forward. One of the things I've learned actually from John Maxwell is that it is important to fail forward. In my case, it is a significant challenge for me, given the many screw ups that I've had or the wrong choices that I've made in the past. So I take it seriously. And one example, for example, is just recently tagging a number of my Facebook friends who actually are also our realtors and asking them, their thoughts on a subject, which, well, some may not want to get dragged into this involuntarily. So I realized this in reflection. I deleted that post and also offered my apologies to those where I may have overstepped our relationship. But in that being said, I do believe real estate and its transaction and how it's being transactioned in society is a subject that needs to be talked about a little more among us all. And so, without dragging anyone else into this, allow me to simply offer my thoughts on the subject. And I am seeking others with experience in the industry to join in on the conversation. So, feel free to reach out to me if you're open to talking more about this. And, so let's talk about real estate as an asset class in your financial plan. Why is the current trending of higher real estate values and now, accusations of manipulation by the brokers in Waterloo, I guess, such a big issue for us? Well, because many of us, we're leveraging this asset class and we are, either borrowing the money or we're providing the leverage for its purchase. And so we're all connected, and therefore we all are making decisions for our financial future on this asset. Whether you're a mortgage agent, a purchaser, or a financial planner, when the real estate market is overheated, and now that potentially there are those profiting from the transaction and are also trying to swing things in their favor, that's a real dog's breakfast, and it concerns me. And overall, though, while it is concerning from an ethical perspective, the way the brokers are acting, I really do think the overarching issue with all of it, is that real estate, however, is, it's the amount that is being sold for in relationship to the average incomes within our communities. And the fact that we continue to be leveraging this asset class further, should be a concern for all of us. Foreclosure is never a fun thing for a community. And if we're not careful, we could see additional wealth divisions of individuals within our society's foundation. Right-sizing our real estate value to income within our communities is a huge challenge, but it's something that I think we should be talking more about. Because, when values become out of reach for someone just starting from scratch within the local community, you could have a downward spiral of depression and our very mental health is potentially now at risk. But it also can be an opportunity for us, you see, if we seek to find solutions which help balance both mathematically, but also from a society's perspective. While we are at risk that some who can manipulate things will benefit more, we also can ensure that with transparency, this won't happen either, which is why I'm opening this discussion. We've witnessed the destruction of small business economies in the past by large corporations. I would use Kincardine as an example of this, where Bruce Power Plant basically outstripped a local community for the ability to employ its individuals and driving real estate values higher. And now, in a continued effort to make more profit, we may be potentially harming the very fabric of our own societies, where our own children are now unable to find incomes which provide them the ability to support themselves with a comfortable living. This is where I could just jump in a song by the Four Non-Blondes called What's Up, I won't do that, but it is a good song and encourage you to listen to it. But, purely from where I sit, I'm getting a sense that we may be at an edge of a cliff in some respects, perhaps about to fall off, perhaps not if we realize this and start making changes. Obviously, we'll really have to wait and see, but I hope you can at least agree with me, regardless of who you are, that perhaps something's got to give because the current debt service to simply house ourselves within our community is getting way too high. And when the math doesn't work, well, I don't believe it's healthy, and I certainly do not believe it's sustainable. So thanks for taking the time to listen to this blog podcast. Be sure to join me on Facebook the week of October 8th, where I actually plan to talk with a few of my local candidates for councillor of Ward 5, here to get to know them in Brantford and potentially talk about some of these issues with them as well and get their thoughts on it. So thanks again. Thanks, all the best. Will Prinzen, founder, Sciuridae.